All right, so today we are going to work on finding the area of triangles. So essentially it's like taking our rectangle that we did previously and cutting it in half. So we're going to look at these three rectangles and we're going to figure out who is the biggest, or maybe they're all the same. So first I'm going to give you the dimensions, 30 feet, and then I'm going to draw in a height for you, which will be 8 feet. Our isosceles triangle will have sides of 25 feet and a base of 30 feet. And our right triangle, 30 feet along the bottom. And just to make it more interesting, let's make it a 30, 60, 90. So first I'm going to work with triangle A. And notice I gave you the height all the way out here. That's because when we have these obtuse triangles, we can draw the height so that it's perpendicular to our ground line, which is the 30. That doesn't change that this is the base and that this is the height. Okay. So if you think of it as half of a rectangle, then it's going to be half of base times height is the area. So that means we have half of base is 30, height is 8. So we end up with 120 feet squared. Okay, so that's triangle A. Now we've got triangle B. We need to draw in our height. Now, because it's isosceles, that's going to break the base into half, so 15. And conveniently enough, it's actually a triple, and if you forgot your triples, there's always the Pythagorean theorem. So our height, when we do that, will be 20 feet. So same formula, half base times height. Already this is looking bigger. So we end up with 300 feet squared. Okay, and that is triangle B. And now triangle C, we have to do a little bit more work and remember our 30, 60, 90s. So this is 30. It's across from actually the 30-degree angle conveniently enough. We won't even discuss the obvious. We're not drawn to scale, which is normal for me. So this will be 30 root 3 because it's the n root 3. So our area is going to be half 30 times 30 root 3. Now, of course, if we were going with exact, you can, of course, say, okay, that's just 15 times 30 root 3, so 450 root 3, which certainly is the biggest one. But if we want to do approximate, so then, of course, you type it in your calculator, just for comparison's sake, and that's 779.42. We'll go 2 decimal places, feet squared. Okay, so that means our final answer would be triangle C has largest area. An important thing that we need to remember from all of this is that the height must be perpendicular to the base. Okay. So now, if you remember, we had that formula sheet. So we're just going to add that the triangle is 1/2 base times height. So here was our base, and in this case, here's the height. Okay. And just so I don't forget about these weird obtuse ones that like to throw us off later on, sometimes that height has to be drawn outside. Okay. Now, an equilateral triangle will actually have its own special formula later, but for now we can still use area is half base times height. So that is a triangle.